Do you think that there's still a culture in South Africa that we have sort of limited public transport options and there isn't much of a sort of police presence on the roads?
You know, for me, I mean, I want to talk to how I see it. Leave alone the police presence. We should be abiding by the rules or the laws, even though the police are not on the road. You know, it should be a personal responsibility that you take as a citizen. You know.
Yes, and I think it fits in with regards to you know, again, our attitude towards things. We think that if we're not being caught, therefore we are not wrong. It's more about the internal management and the internal control that we have of our own behaviors, rather than having somebody outside that is supposed to police us and say, oh, what you did is wrong, you know, therefore you're going to be arrested. So I think definitely South Africans, public transport, I believe it's an excuse for people to say, well, that's why I drink and drive, because I can't take public transport. You still have a choice to, you know, enjoy your drinks, but then don't drive and make alternative arrangements.
So how does one apply for this ROPP program, and is it only for convicted drunk drivers? I mean, could anybody benefit from this program?
Well, in terms of the application, we have, obviously, most of our referrals comes via courts. So when there has been alcohol blitzes over the weekend and people appear in court for being charged with drinking and driving or reckless and negligent driving, we would then see those people in court. They will go through a screening process in court. The prosecution would then allow them to come to us for an assessment, and then from there on we would recommend who can go to the program or not go to the program. We also do have a toll-free number that we do have people that can call us if they have been stopped at maybe they have been arrested, but they have not yet appeared in court, and we can then obviously take it from there as well. The only requirement in terms of attending the program is that obviously the court needs to agree with regards to the diversion. We can't preempt court processes and, you know, just assume that if the person is going to come through the program, the court is not going to go, the justice process is not going to go its way. The other thing is, what many participants have mentioned as well, is that this program would actually be quite beneficial even for people who have not yet offended, as it makes, as it provides a lot of information and make people really aware of the aspects related to legislation surrounding road safety.
Soraya, what is the legal drinking limit in South Africa at the moment? There has been talk of it, you know, changing in the past year. Arina, do you know?
Obviously we know that the level, the blood alcohol level that we are looking at is 0.05.
So what's that in units?
That would be, I mean, what we're talking about when we're talking units, we know that units is, the body metabolizes 1 unit of alcohol per hour. And that depending on the alcohol content, that will depend on how many units in terms of different types of alcohol one can have. So it's very difficult to say that, you know, if you take 10 milliliters of wine or 90 milliliters of wine, you're going to be over the limit or under the limit, because there's a lot of factors that plays into that. You know, the body weight of the person, the metabolism of the person, whether the person ate anything before that or not. It's actually dangerous for people to try and work it out like that. I think the big thing is, it comes down to the point of, you know, if you drink any alcohol, whether you're going to be over the limit or under the limit, you need to be safe and rather make alternative arrangements. Also, you know, it's not just about being 0.05 or above. It's also about impaired driving, and that at any point in time, when you take alcohol or when you introduce alcohol into your body, it will have an effect on your driving ability, because the alcohol will affect your brain.
Soraya, what do South Africans need to do to take driving under the influence seriously? And do you have some success stories from your program?
Yeah, I think Arina will tell you she deals with the clients all the time. There are lots of success programs. But I think for me, as for every South African should take personal responsibility. You know, I can't tell you, you know, don't go. don't drink, don't drive. The program really tries to get people to understand, the repercussions of their behavior. So my thing is that every South African has to take personal responsibility. So if every South African says, well, I'm not going to get behind that wheel when I drink alcohol, we'll have less carnage on the roads.
Anything you want to add to that, Arina?
I think definitely the personal responsibility is very important, and also the focus on the self. Stop focusing on other people. Stop focusing saying, but that guy is driving like this, and look at what the taxis is doing, and look at what this person is doing. If everybody just don't do what they say other people shouldn't do, then again, everybody will actually be able to or will make our roads much, much safer. So the responsibility part is the big part. It's the individual responsibility, and together then it becomes a collective.
So a final question. You mentioned earlier diversion, adult diversion. You also provide diversion services for children. What exactly does that mean or entail?
Well, NICRO started work with children in 1992, and we pushed that children should not be treated like adult criminals. So the Child Justice Act came into being 3 years ago. It's about 3 years ago. And we're saying that children must be given a second chance. So there's an act that legislates the way a child offender, a child under the age of 18 is dealt with, So, and that child doesn't get a criminal record, but they're put into the various programs, and assessment is done, and what is the most appropriate program for that child.
So the diversion sort of implying getting them on the right path.
Yes, getting them away from the criminal justice system.
So diversion, particularly the main aim of diversion is that when people are through the criminal justice process, that they would not have a record that would reflect a criminal record. And that is one of the main benefits, obviously, of a diversion, because we all know that with a criminal record, it will have future repercussions in terms of finding a job, being able to work in certain types of professions. So that is one of the main things of diversion.
Expecting a busy festive season or post-festive season?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah,
We're
always.
always expecting, I think, weekends, end of the months. Definitely, yes, busy.
Good luck. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.